I always thought my dog was just getting old. Maybe his eyesight was fading, or he'd developed some strange new phobia. But every night at exactly 3:18 a.m., he'd sit upright, fur bristling, and fixate on the gym locker across my tiny apartment, whimpering so quietly I barely noticed at first. I wrote it off until tonight, when his trembling grew violent, and his eyes darted to mine as if begging me to finally understand. The previous tenant, I'd heard, left everything behind: phone, wallet, even shoes by the door. I never realized how odd that was until I followed my dog's gaze and saw what had been left behind in the locker's shadow. The gym locker came with the apartment, old and battered, too heavy to move. I'd always meant to pry into it, but the lock was rusted shut, and frankly, it seemed like more trouble than it was worth. But tonight, as my dog's whimpers reached a desperate pitch, something in me snapped. I couldn't ignore it anymore. With a knife, I forced the lock, the metal shrieking in protest, and swung the door open. The air inside was impossibly cold, and my flashlight barely pierced the gloom, casting wild, shifting shapes on the far wall. Inside, I found a nest of old clothes, a cracked phone, and a notebook open to a page covered in frantic scrawl. The words repeated over and over: 3-8, don't respond, don't answer, don't look. My breath fogged in the freezing air, and I felt something brush the back of my neck, a whisper that wasn't quite sound, more like the idea of being watched. My dog shrank behind me, tail between his legs, as the locker door slammed shut in the windless room, nearly catching my hand. That's when I saw it, crouched in the deepest shadow, a figure, impossibly thin, eyes like hollow clock faces, staring at me from the back of the locker. It mimicked my movements, tilting its head, lips parting in a silent scream every time the clock ticked 3:18. I realized the previous tenant hadn't left. He'd been claimed. And now, as the clock glowed in the darkness, I understood my dog's terror. The thing in the locker was waiting for someone to finally look, and tonight I had.